Hello, this is the Biashara Brief, the only show that talks business along the Kenyan coast. In today's episode, we talk to the National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Mombasa branch. Good news for the tourism sector as Kwale County is set to host the 5th edition of the annual Magical Kenya Travel Expo, and Kenya Airports Authority launches the first international cargo export services from Malindi Airport to deliver live seafoods directly to China. Join me for these and other stories. I am Sylvia Lawana. Let's talk business. The central and county governments have placed a lot of emphasis on private sector involvement in wealth creation. Indeed, our society cannot exist without involvement of the private sector, which includes local and multinational corporates, as well as small and mid-sized companies. But these businesses cannot operate without a formal body, hence creation of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The Mombasa chapter of KNCCI operates under the vision of facilitating growth of the country's economy through entrepreneurial development in an enabling and conducive environment for business. We visited KNCCI offices to understand the critical role the chamber performs in the business sector.
The National Chamber of Commerce and Industry Mombasa branch is actually here for the business community. It's a body that actually is present in 177 countries around the world, primarily to create networks amongst the business community and also to play an advocacy role where the business climate is concerned. It is our role and mandate from the business membership to actually tackle issues that affect businesses adversely. So our primary role is really advocacy. The second role is to create networking opportunities for the business community so that they are able to network their businesses, so that if you're a manufacturer of building materials and I'm building a house, then I don't have to go too far to look for a supplier. I come to you. The other area that we have a role to play is in supporting the small and medium enterprise sector of this country. We are cognizant of the fact that the pyramid sits wide at the bottom, and that is where our big growth opportunity is as a country. And so we find that is a key sector for growing this country. So we have had a sector that specifically addresses the SME issues. The other growing important sector is the women in business sector and the youth. We recognize that in the past, women and the youth have taken a backseat, and those numbers are now calling and speaking very loudly to us as a business leadership. So we know that that's the next big thing that's going to happen. As soon as we turn on that potential, then we are likely to turn the fortunes of this country. The last and very important area that we have just commenced work on, it's actually work in progress, is the setting up of an arbitration center, which arbitration center will actually fast track business disputes. It's an alternative dispute resolution mechanism.
During our chat, we learned that this is among the easiest organizations to join for as long as one runs a legitimate business. All that is needed is a registration of business name and tax compliance.
This is an open membership. It's a business membership organization. There is, of course, you have to have a business. You have to have we have a set of code of conduct that you must be above reproach in terms of your business ethics and ability to conduct your business. And once we have profiled your company and you fill the relevant forms, then you get an approval and you pay a certain fee depending on the classification. We have as low down as 1,000 shillings and as high up as 5 million shillings for patron members. So the spectra is from Mama Mboga to the Safaricoms of this world. Safaricom is a patron member, Kenya Commercial Bank, Equity Bank, those are the top end. And we also have people who pay 1,000 shillings. Those people pay 2 million shillings and 1,000 shillings. So it's open to anybody who is doing business. But it must be legitimate business. The drug dealers keep away, the other illicit brewers keep away. We only deal with legitimate business. And this movement, like I said, is present in 177 countries world over, and we operate under the same code of conduct.
According to Mr. Mureu, KNCCI Mombasa branch has facilitated training workshops for its members and encouraged free dialogue between the business community and government. At the moment, the branch prides itself of being among the best managed branches in terms of organization, membership and service.
We have carried out serious events here. We have hosted the business award for the last 2 years. We have hosted an investment conference, export-import conference. We have supported other institutions. Like currently, we're working on the Turkana Trade Fair and Investment Conference from here, because we have the drive and the ability to manage this. We have also organized locally inbound missions. We just recently had the Dubai investors, about 50 of them. Today I have about 15 investors coming from Algeria. And so it's been busy. We have been very busy, and we are excited about the prospects, particularly the lifting of the travel advisories against Mombasa by the US and the UK. That has really reinvigorated our drive for business. And the more tourists we see, the better we feel. And Mombasa particularly is highly dependent on the hospitality industry. It's got a whole chain of supportive services that go to the hospitality industry. So we have been very active and have a very strong secretariat ably led by James Kitabi, our CEO, and a board that supports a lot of our activities. My vice chair, Rukia Rashid, and we have a board made up of serious businessmen and women.
We recently attended and interacted with investors in one of the trade conferences where KNCCI hosted investors from Dubai. From the interaction, we got a feel of how investors view our region.
We brought actually two elements. We brought companies who are exporting oriented, but also we have Jumeirah Golf State, which is one of the leading developers in UAE, because we identified actually there is a lot of people who are interested in investing in Dubai, as well as from Dubai investing in Kenya.
And we used to trade a lot between the Arab countries, UAE in particular, with Mombasa. We enjoy a strong relationship. Our trade relation actually between Kenya and Dubai in particular, the total trade for the last year was almost equivalent to 1.1 billion US dollar. So I think this is a very good opportunity to be here. The companies are very happy to be here, and this is for sure is not going to be our last visit. We are going to head to Kenya back again.
It was very, very successful. In fact, when they left here, they went to Nairobi, and clearly they felt that we had actually met a lot of their expectations. As you know, Mombasa is a port city, and a lot of good things start from Mombasa here. So by the time they got to Nairobi, they had actually almost seen everything from here. And so I know for sure that we are waiting. We know like there's a nuts company that has already closed certain contracts. We know that part of the team that came was from the Emirates Airlines and Etihad from the Emirates, the UAE. And they were looking at being supplied with the nuts for the airline, and I think that is a foregone conclusion. So sooner or later, the nuts and that will be consumed by the Emirates and the Etihad of this world will be from Kenya. So yes, and that started from here.
Mr. Morel is now calling on our local business community to register with them so as to take advantage of the opportunities that arise from the trade missions, conferences and workshops which they facilitate.
I want to say this is your chamber, and it's good that you come and join the chamber so that you can offtake all these good things that I'm talking about. An apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. And only those of us who are members of the chamber get to offtake some of these opportunities. I mean, we've had the banks coming to us. We've had functions at the Castle Royal where banks are now offering special deals for members of the chamber.
Mr. James Morel there telling us about the strategic importance of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We now take a short break to have a look at the performance of the Forex Exchange and Shipping Guide. When we come back, we will give you some good news for the tourism sector as the Kwale County government is set to host the 5th edition of the Magical Kenya Travel Expo. Welcome back. Kwale County, famed for its clean and sandy beaches, is set to host the 5th edition of the annual Magical Kenya Travel Expo from the 15th to 17th of next month. The annual expo brings together travel agents, tour operators, hoteliers and trade media from tourism source markets around the world. Speaking at the Leisure Lodge Beach and Golf Resort, Diani, which will host the event, Kenya Tourism Board Managing Director Mureithi Ndegwa said the event, which will be held from October 15th to 17th, will be a big boost to the local tourism industry.
We are happy to announce that since the birth of Magical Kenya Travel Expo 4 years ago, it has attracted interest and attention from stakeholders as evidenced by the growth of exhibitors to reach over 40% in the past 4 years. Some of the new entrants this year will include, but not limited to, Radisson Blu, which as you know is about to open their facilities in Nairobi. We also have China Southern Airlines, which started direct flights from Guangzhou to Nairobi not too long ago. And then we have the German Lufthansa carrier, which is relaunching its flights to Nairobi directly from Frankfurt, having been away for more than 14 years. And this is going to be happening later this month. Besides that, we also have over 10 county governments that will be showcasing in the expo. Some of these include Lamu, Turkana, Taita Taveta, Meru, Kajiado, Bungoma, and Nairobi, among others, plus of course the host county. International tourism boards also will be represented, and we'll have countries like South Africa, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Burundi, and we are expecting more to come as we draw nearer to the close of the registration. For us, we believe that the 3-day event will be preceded by a farm trip, familiarization trips, to showcase tourism products to the hosted buyers who are pre-qualified decision makers and influencers from the travel trade, and therefore presenting an opportunity to endorse Kenya as a destination. These hosted buyers will go to all parts of the country, practically the entire country, for them to familiarize themselves with the destination, to see for themselves that Kenya is safe and open for business, so that when they go back to their country, they are able then to sell Kenya as a destination confidently. Magical Kenya Travel Expo will provide an opportunity to also our local exhibitors to benefit from the cost-effective promotional platform that will generate new business by interacting with the international trade.
The annual Magical Kenya Travel Expo is one of the major events that KTB has identified as a platform to reinforce Kenya's resilience and zeal to market her tourism products.
So if we can get more exhibitors coming in from this region, from outside of the region, that will be much better, because we are bringing business to you, and it's very important for the local trade to engage with the hosted buyers. If you look at the global footprint, in this part of the world, we do not have any exhibition that can rival Magical Kenya Expo. And we believe that with the support of the county governments, support of the trade, support of the private sector, and of course the government, this will now become a must-attend event in the whole of Africa. We therefore envisage that Magical Kenya Travel Expo will become one of the channels through which we shall reclaim our rightful position as a tourism destination of choice.
On his part, Kwale Governor said the move by the Kenya Tourism Board to host this year's event in Diani will give them an opportunity to showcase many other products. He pledged to support the event financially and with human capital.
So as a county government of Kwale, I want to assure everyone that we will endeavor to support this particular event. We've already looked at the activities of the expo, and we have set aside 5 million Kenya shillings, which will go a long way in supporting some of the activities. I am aware that also in kind we will be able to support a lot, especially in also organizing all the security arrangements to make sure that all the exhibitors and all participants in this event will enjoy this particular exhibition. So I want to assure you we will give it maximum support to make sure that it succeeds, and because Kwale County is also the only destination, we want to lead the way for other counties so that the hosting out of Nairobi, Kwale becomes a very good model and a pilot for other counties in the future.
According to Mr. John Mutua, Leisure Lodge manager, the expo will greatly lift the profile of Diani Beach and the entire coastline as a tourism destination at a time when the sector had witnessed a slump.
Definitely, the expo, anything, expos have always lifted any countries or any product. That's why you see when Eiffel Tower was built in Paris, that was during the Expo of Paris. When New York became top, Statue of Liberty was taken there, the Expo, that's when the economy took off. When in Barcelona and Madrid had the Expos, it really brings a huge presence, a huge vote of confidence. More importantly, you get all the key buyers, all the stakeholders, people who want to come to this destination, people who had lost faith in the destination. They come and see themselves. First of all, reason why I've been voted twice in a row the best beach in Africa. You can imagine Africa has got, thousands of miles of beach, but this particular beach has been chosen as the best. The coast of Kenya has, for the last 42 years, been the most favorite, where we've got most of the repeaters who stay here. We'll be coming back for the last 40 years, each and every year. We have guests here who stay between November and February for a record 3 months. So this expo will definitely bring more awareness that Kenya has changed. Things have improved. All the negatives have been pushed aside because life has to move on. And I really salute KTB for taking us to showcase. And that's what is important, to showcase what we've got. I mean, Kenya, look at this coastline. Very few people have got this unbelievable coastline, this product, this Indian Ocean, and more importantly, the Kenyan people, who have no equal in as far as their hospitality, genuine, that comes from the heart, is concerned.
From Diani Kwale in the south coast, we now move to Malindi on the north coast to talk about fishing. The Kenya Airports Authority has launched the first international cargo export services from Malindi Airport. This will enable local fishermen to export live seafoods directly to China. Biashara Brief witnessed the event where a Chinese-bound cargo consisting 750 kilograms of live lobster and crabs were loaded on board a KQ flight. Malindi Airport Manager Walter Agong said the new cargo services were a milestone for the Malindi International Airport, which showed the potential of exporting perishable goods directly to Europe and other parts of the world.
The first time that Malindi International Airport is doing exports to outside the country. We have partnered with Kenya Airways, Global Logistics, as a shipper, and we are doing our first consignment of live seafood to China. Kenya Airways today is exporting a total of 785 kilograms of lobster, live lobster, to Guangzhou in China.
The venture by Global Focus Logistics Limited Company, in partnership with Kenya Airways, will see properly packaged live fish being carried by the KQ's passenger plane and then handed over to their cargo plane in Nairobi to be flown to Guangzhou, China.
The aquarium is based in Malindi, and it has been in existence, and all along they have been taking long routes to Mombasa, and they have been losing time. After several consultations in collaboration with all the stakeholders, including Customs, Kenya Airport Authority, Kenya Airways, and Global Hawk Logistics, who are their agents, it has become very, very possible to do the exports through the airport.
Baraza Daniel, the General Manager of Global Focus Logistics Limited, said the new cargo services will enable them compete with the international market.
We have set up an aquarium in Malindi Airport, which I think is more closer to the airport, and we can do direct shipment from here to China, which takes us a very short time and also saves mortality for the shipment to reach destination. And it can improve our quality so that we can compete with the international market. As compared to actually what we are doing, running the whole way from Malindi to Mombasa Airport, it has been a challenge. The distance is too long. Sometimes you miss flights. The shipment reach Nairobi very late, missing connection. Sometimes you start here parking very, very early, which actually gives us high mortality rate when the shipment arrives in a market that is in Guangzhou. But today we are happy because this project has taken off after some long discussion and the collaboration with KA manager authorities here, Customs and Kenya Airways. And we really appreciate, and we are going to grow the business because we are looking at to improve the business. Maybe per week we can make 3 tons from Malindi Airport. And also if the facilities are going to improve and we have many flights, we look at going many destinations from Malindi.
On his part, David Musembi, the Cargo Sales and Customer Service Executive Officer at Kenya Airways, said the cargo export in Malindi had proved successful and would therefore offer fresh produce exporters and importers more convenience.
Already we had some requests before from clients, but we had been directing the clients to Mombasa Airport. But now, all the clients from this airport, we need to tell them now we can take their cargo out of Malindi Airport. On behalf of Kenya Airways Cargo, we just need to say that our first shipment out of the airport Malindi has been a great success. And we hope that in future now we are getting more businesses of this kind to different places of our destination. We just need to appreciate the Kenya Airports Authority, Kenya Customs, Police, and our shipper for the continuation and making this day a great success.
In a related story, the county government of Lamu has donated fishing gear to local fishermen to improve their business. These include 83 engines which will ease their operations while at sea. The move comes at a time when experts are lamenting that over-dependence on wind-propelled boats has led to the depletion of fish resources in the shallow waters because the ill-equipped boats cannot access the deep sea. Speaking during the official handing over ceremony at Kizingitini Island, Lamu Governor Issa Timami said the machines cost 26 million Kenya shillings and are aimed at improving income for the fishing folk in the county.
Lakini muhimu leo tumekuja kwa mambo uvuvi, kuna mashini 16 na siku zote na furahi vile chairman alivyozungumza, siku zote sisi tujitakidi na tujaribu kufanya usawa na uhaki. Kwa hivyo wale ambao waona hawakupata hizi mashini, Mungu akituwezesha tutanunua na nyingine, na wengine pia wale ambao hawakupata na wao pia watapata. Kwa hivyo watu wasiwe na wasiwasi. Sisi tuko na tutahakikisha kuwa maendeleo yamefika katika kila eneo la kaunti yetu. Nikichungia wakati, nataka tu pia kuambia kwa shirika la WWF wana watu wao hapa, na wao pia tushirikiana na wao. Najua pia kuna watu wa Navy ya Kiamerika ambao na wao pia tuzungumza nao, tuangalie tutawasaidia vipi wavuvi wetu. Kwa hivyo tushikana mikono na watu wengi ili kuhakikisha maisha ya watu wa eneo hili. Na yule aliyesema kuwa hichi ni kionjo ni kweli, kwa sababu phase ya kwanza ya kujenga mtambo wa barafu hapa Kizingitini utaanza mwaka huu.
The equipment will be given to the fishermen on a loan basis, where the repayments will be put on a revolving fund to buy more machines for the other fishermen. The county government will pay 20%, while the fishermen will top up 80%. Those who benefited from the gear will be given a 3-month grace period and thereafter start repaying the loan at a monthly installment of 3,500 shillings per month. Lamu Fisheries Board Chairman Professor Ali Shikue says many foreign fishing vessels have continued to exploit marine resources from the county because locals lack appropriate gear to engage in the lucrative business.
Na ilikuwa ni changamoto kubwa sana kwa wavuvi kutokea miaka 50 iliyopata huru mpaka leo. Samaki tuko na wengi sana baharini, lakini hasa vifaa vya kumvulia, hiyo ndio tatizo kwetu, ni changamoto kubwa. Na ndio maana watu wanatoka nje kuja kuvuna rasilimali zetu na sisi bado tumezembea. Ni kwa sababu hatuna hatua za kwenda mbali za kwenda kumtafuta samaki. Kwa kutafuta mashini kama 83, kuta vifaa vingine kama mishipi, ndoano na nyavu na glasi za kuweza kuzamia deep kwenda kumtafuta lobster. Lamu 70% wanategemea bahari, na tusipochunga kwenda kuilazimisha serikali kuu na kaunti nayo ikapata nguvu kumsaidia mvuvi, bila shaka mazao ya Lamu na uvuvi yatadidimia.
90% of residents within Lamu East constituency depend on fishing, with a professor saying that the currents in Lamu provide the best fishing ground for almost all the sea fish species along the region from Ishakani to Kiunga.
Ina samaki kuliko ni kaunti zote, kwa sababu iko karibu na current ya Somalia, na ina sehemu mbili ya uzalishaji wa samaki. Current yake iko nzuri. Kuna sehemu moja inaitwa Kinyika na Tenewi, katikati yake una current mzuri sana ya kuzalisha samaki. Alafu kuna sehemu nyingine inaitwa Kiwayu na Kui, ni sehemu moja mzuri sana ya current ya kuzalisha samaki. Sasa ikiwa tutapata vifaa na wacha kutoshea Kenya, inatoshea hata ulimwengu wa nje, kwa sababu tuko na samaki wengi. Sasa hii tuko na tuna wengi sana sehemu za Kiwayu na Kui napigwa. Na kama tungekuwa na vifaa vya kutosha na vifaa kama vile Malaysia, kama Norway, kama Seychelles, kama Maldives, basi tuna hakika tungetoshea ulimwengu kama vile Seychelles inavyotoshea ulimwengu kwa samaki.
Let's now turn to our expert advice segment, where we continue with our discussion with Dr. Anwar Wood on how to start a business.